I recently read about an author who traveled the world. He had seen famine, disease, and war. But the worst thing that he has ever seen is loneliness. My name is Chip Turner. I've been sitting on the board of ProKids for about 6 years. Really, our responsibility as a board member is threefold. We need to raise money, we need to find CASAs, and we need to share the success about what ProKids is all about. I first heard about ProKids because my wife, Marilee, was a CASA. She passed away about 4 years ago. During her last month, I remember walking down to the kitchen, and every day she'd be at the kitchen island. She couldn't breathe. She was on oxygen. She couldn't walk. She was in a wheelchair. But she would make sure that her ProKids kids were taken care of. About 30 days after she passed away, my 2 kids and I walked to her grave, and we found this collage. It says, and it was placed there by one of her ProKids kids, and it said, "Marilee, you changed my life. Marilee, you were like a second mom to me. Marilee, I love you." Losing Marilee, I felt loneliness, but I wasn't even close to feeling the loneliness of what a kid feels in the foster care system. 4 years ago, when Marilee was a CASA, she was helping 2 of about 500 kids who had ProKids advocacy. This year, ProKids will serve nearly 1,000 kids. ProKids has a detailed 5-year strategic plan. We have a huge need for CASA volunteers as well as money. But we were shocked, like everyone else in the child protection system, to see our growth was going to have to happen a whole heck of a lot faster because there were so many kids pouring into the system. In June last year, I got the call that no parent ever wants. My son Ben, 16 years old, was killed in a car accident. I was obviously devastated, but I can still tell you I don't feel the loneliness of what a child feels in the foster care system. But there is help for these kids. So what can I do about it? What can we do about it? So often, I'm sure plenty of you think and struggle on what to do with charities. There are a million great ones out there. Let me ask you this. Is there an organization in this world that has a success rate of 99% in helping kids that are neglected and abused and lonely? Is there an organization out there where 87% of its workforce are volunteers? Is there an organization out there where they impact not only the kids and families being directly and successfully impacted, but also the organization affects the entire community? What do I mean by that last comment, ProKids actually impacts the entire community? I put so much passion into ProKids because the one fact that sticks in my mind is that so many people in prison come through the foster care system. These children are removed from the only homes they've ever known, dropped into a different place with a different school, different routine, and a different pillow. If ProKids continues to do what we are doing, then we will continue to impact the entire community. But the problem is the neglected kids in Hamilton County are growing just as fast as the ProKids success. And our success is incredible thanks to you. 97% of children ProKids serves gets the services they need, like therapy and medical care. 98% get what they need in school so they can be successful. 94% of ProKids children live in a safe, permanent home when their cases close. And just as it was when I first heard about ProKids, 99% of children served by ProKids are free from abuse and neglect. When I first heard of ProKids, I didn't know a lot about the daily lives of abused and neglected children. Without ProKids, children like these, who are often in foster care, can face a dark and lonely future. Kids in foster care are twice as likely to miss school, falling behind so that only half of them will ever graduate from high school. Boys who spend their teen years in foster care are 55% more likely to commit a crime as an adult. only 50% of kids who age out of the system are gainfully employed by the age of 24. Now, that's not just a dark future for these kids, it's a dark future for our city. Fewer able employees, more people in our prisons, and less energy to drive our community. But you can help. When I give speeches to CEOs of businesses and churches, I tell people, you can help change the world. When is the last time you were told that you can help change the world? By helping us find CASAs and by helping us raise money, we can do this together to find a voice for every kid in Hamilton County. And when our plan works, other CASA organizations throughout the U.S. will copy our plan, and maybe someday down the road we will have a CASA for every kid in need in the USA. So yes, you can help change the world. Several years ago, I gave a speech to about 70 CEOs in town. They came up to me after the speech, and so many of them said, I'm always looking for something to make this world a better place. I'm just not sure what exactly to do. Maybe those same thoughts have crossed your mind. Like I said earlier, this problem affects all of us. It affects our communities, the crime, and obviously the 4,000 kids in Hamilton County that need our help. Is there a better place to put your money? 99% success rate. 87% of its workforce is unpaid, and helping reduce the foster care to prison pipeline. We do this fundraiser once a year. This is it. We let our success do the talking. Please, let's change the world. If you have people or groups of people that may want to hear our story so we can gain a lot of CASAs, please, let's talk after this breakfast. We have all felt loneliness, but today I think everyone in this room may have come up with some way to help a child feel loved. You can be a part of this. By becoming a friend of children or by increasing your support, you make this advocacy possible. You provide the guiding hands and powerful intervention that these children desperately need. You know what to do. We're going to show you how ProKids served one family, how 3 children found their way to a brighter future despite the odds. You will see how ProKids took action. So today, what are you going to do to change the world? Peace.